Chapter 1. The Dawn of a New Era. The Fractured World. In the year 2217, humanity found itself at the crossroads of a new age. After centuries of war, resource depletion, and political instability, the world had finally begun to rebuild itself. The nations that once dominated the earth had long since crumbled, leaving behind fractured remnants of former empires. The world had become a patchwork of city-states, independent territories, and powerful corporate conglomerates that controlled vast swathes of land, resources, and technology. Despite the struggles, a delicate peace had emerged. Global conflicts had subsided, but tensions still simmered beneath the surface. While most had come to accept the New World Order, others sought to restore the old power structures, dreaming of a time when one government could once again rule over the entire planet. At the heart of this new world was the capital city of Elysium, a sprawling metropolis that sat atop the ruins of what was once New York City. Elysium was both a symbol of human achievement and a reflection of its fallibility. Towering skyscrapers stretched high into the sky, their gleaming surfaces a testament to humanity's technological advancements. Yet, beneath the gleam, the city was plagued by corruption, inequality, and a deep societal divide. But the real change was not just political. The world had begun to see an unprecedented era of technological progress, spearheaded by the advancement of AI and quantum computing. A new era had emerged, one where humanity's relationship with technology was about to change forever. And as humanity teetered on the edge of this new dawn, one person would find themselves thrust into the center of this transformative shift. A new leader, Ava Sinclair, stood at the balcony of her high-rise apartment in Elysium, overlooking the city. The sun was setting, casting a soft orange glow across the skyline. Ava was the head of the New Horizon Initiative, a coalition of scientists, politicians, and visionaries who had come together with one goal: to chart a new path for humanity. Their primary objective was simple, but profound: to harness the power of AI and quantum technology to create a utopia for all people, not just the wealthy elite. Ava had come from humble beginnings. Born into the ruins of a post-war settlement, she had risen through the ranks, leveraging her intellect and tenacity to make a name for herself. Despite her success, she often found herself questioning the system she had worked so hard to become a part of. The world had moved beyond its fractured past, yet the inequalities that had caused the downfall of previous civilizations still persisted. As Ava gazed out at the city, her thoughts were interrupted by the chime of her communicator. A message from her closest confidant, Dr. Elias Kane, flashed on the screen. "Time to meet the Council. It's happening. The new era begins tonight." Ava's heart skipped a beat. For years, the New Horizon Initiative had worked in secrecy, formulating plans that could alter the very fabric of society. Tonight, they would present their vision to the leaders of the world, the Council of Elysium. If they succeeded, the age of a new global unity would begin. If they failed, it could spell the end of their movement, and perhaps even their lives. Ava took one last look at the city before turning away, a sense of determination settling in. The path ahead was fraught with danger, but it was the only path that mattered. The new era was on the horizon, and she would be at the helm. The Council of Elysium. The council meeting was held in one of Elysium's most secure facilities, deep beneath the surface of the city. It was a place where the leaders of the world came together to discuss matters of global importance. The air was thick with anticipation, as representatives from various factions took their seats around the massive round table. Ava entered the room, her eyes scanning the faces of the people who would decide the future of the world. There were corporate moguls, military commanders, and diplomats, all with their own agendas. Some were eager to embrace the changes Ava and the New Horizon Initiative proposed, while others viewed the rapid advancement of technology with suspicion. The room was divided, and it was clear that no one would be willing to give up their influence easily. At the head of the table sat Chancellor Nikolai Volkov, the leader of the council and the most powerful man in the world. His icy gaze met Ava's as she walked toward the table. He was a man who had spent his life navigating the complexities of global politics, and while he recognized the necessity of change, he was wary of giving too much power to the new technologies that threatened to upend the established order. "Ms. Sinclair," Volkov said, his voice cold but measured, "we are all aware of your vision. But the world is not ready to simply abandon the systems that have kept us afloat for centuries. What you propose is radical, and you must understand the consequences of such a shift." Ava took her seat, her gaze unwavering. "Chancellor, I'm not asking for abandonment. I'm asking for evolution. Humanity has spent too long clinging to outdated systems that serve the few, not the many. The new era is not just about technology. It's about creating a new world order, one where everyone has an equal opportunity to thrive." The room murmured with unease. The idea of equality was a concept that had been all but forgotten in the years following the collapse of the old world. The rich had grown richer, and the poor had remained entrenched in their poverty. But Ava was resolute. If humanity were to survive and prosper in this new era, they would have to confront these inequalities head-on. "We're not just talking about technology here," Ava continued, her voice rising with passion. "We're talking about a system that can give every person access to the resources, education, and opportunities they need to succeed. With the power of quantum computing, we can end hunger, eliminate disease, and provide everyone with a fair chance to build a future." The council members exchanged glances, and for the first time, there was a flicker of uncertainty in their eyes. Ava could feel the weight of the room's skepticism. The proposal was audacious, even revolutionary, but it was also the only chance. Humanity had to overcome its fractured past. Chancellor Volkov leaned forward, his expression unreadable. "And what makes you think the world is ready for such change?" "Because it has no other choice," Ava replied firmly. "The old systems are broken. The new era is the only way forward." The resistance, as the meeting came to a close, Ava knew that the hardest part was yet to come. While she had gained some support, there were those within the council who would stop at nothing to see her proposal fail. These were the corporate leaders and military commanders who had built their empires on the current system. The power they held was not something they were willing to relinquish without a fight. Outside the council chambers, Ava was met by Dr. Elias Kane, her closest ally and the architect of the New Horizon Initiative's technological breakthroughs. His face was grim as he approached her. "Ava," he said quietly, "we've intercepted communications. There's a faction within the council that's already mobilizing. They're planning to sabotage your proposal and maintain the status quo. The resistance is already in motion." Ava's heart sank. She had anticipated opposition, but the level of organized resistance was far more aggressive than she had imagined. If the factions opposed to her vision were successful, it could mean the end of the new era before it had even begun. "What are they planning?" Ava asked, her voice steady despite the fear rising in her chest. "They're preparing a counter-movement," Elias said, "one that could potentially destabilize the entire initiative. We'll need to act fast if we want to maintain the upper hand." Ava's mind raced. The new era was on the brink, and every decision she made from this point forward would determine the future of humanity. She couldn't afford to fail. "We can't back down," she said finally. "We'll expose the resistance and push forward with the proposal. If they want a fight, they'll get one. But the world will know that this is the only way forward." The first step. The following days were a blur of political maneuvering, secret meetings, and tense negotiations. Ava and Elias worked tirelessly, gathering support from the factions that were sympathetic to the New Horizon Initiative. But the opposition was formidable, and the resistance grew stronger with each passing day. On the night before the final vote, Ava stood alone in her apartment, staring out over the city once more. She knew that tomorrow would be a pivotal moment. Either the world would embrace a new age of unity and technological progress, or it would fall back into the divisions of the past. The weight of history pressed heavily on her shoulders, but there was one thing Ava knew for certain. Humanity was on the brink of something extraordinary. The new era was more than just a political or technological shift. It was a chance to redefine what it meant to be human. As the first rays of dawn broke over the horizon, Ava prepared for the most important moment of her life. Tomorrow, she would take the first step toward a new world.